one. Think. Preparing.
YouTube.
It should say live on your screen. Live on YouTube. Hey, YouTube.
Oh!
We have three. We have three brothers in booze this week. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
We are joined by my good friend Matt Clark from Matt. Where are you from?
I'm from outside the Philly area, Limerick.
Limerick.
And what podcast are you on? I always butcher this.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So the podcast is Super Fun Game Review Podcast Go. We're on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you can get podcasts. We're on it.
All right, and I think Doug wants to start us off this week, and we'll get back to your podcast in a second, but we got to get Doug started because
I'm doing some fucking super heavy shit this week, guys. So, Greg's wearing the shirt of the beer I'm gonna be.
Weyerbacher. Who doesn't love Weyerbacher?
Philly Brewery with the Crime and Punishment one that accidentally scared people into thinking Greg was in Philly again. So
Yeah, it caused all kinds of problems. Well, not all kinds, but it was funny.
So I'm going to say that straight up, I have two different quads that are from Weyerbacher. One is just a straight up quad, the Belgian quad. This has been aged since March of last year. So that's what I'm going to start with. But the one I'm super anxious for is Blasphemy. They're Belgian style quad aged in whiskey barrels. So that's going to be the second guy coming up. But I'm going to start with the quad, and I'm going to probably be drunk in about 20 minutes, so this will be great.
I'm not sure it would be the first time. So,
oh man, so it's funny is because I'm so used to I'm thinking about the one that's aged in barrels, and this one I was waiting for the barrel notes. Not all because it's a quad, so dummy me, but it smells just like when I've had it fresh. Now this is a year and 3 months old. I had actually forgotten I had this, so I'm really looking forward to this. Pour that guy in. And check that out, man. It's got a nice little head even after a year. It's good. Damn. Got the nice little ruby notes that you want out of a quad. Head dissipates really quick. Just smells just like a regular quad. So here we go. Bottoms up. Cheers.
Yum.
Oh my Lord. That is like quad on steroids, so this is really delicious. Weyerbacher has very few beers that I've ever had that I was just like, that's just not up to par. Everything I've had from them almost I've just been really a fan of. So this, after a year and 3 months, didn't lose any potency. It tastes delicious. It's got that nice sweet quad flavor that I really like. Yeah, really fan of this.
Not much head. Do we get boozy in the nose?
Yeah. You don't get much boozy in the nose. You get the sweet in the nose, but the booze is definitely in the when on your palate when you come in. So, yeah, I'd recommend that fresh, but after a year and 3 months in the cellar, that's just superb.
Oh, wow. I'm going to start on the lighter end of the scale here. Someone close to me went to Iceland, so I have some Iceland beers to share with you guys today. So today, the first one is Viking Pills. That
looks awesome.
I have no idea about the brewery. I have no idea about anything besides this Iceland. Let's see here, Iceland. Let's see, 5%. I'm not sure what they're putting on behind there. Look, no drinking.
No drinking.
Was that a no driving, but is that a female? No.
I'm trying to figure out what that thing is to the left of the car.
Right. Me too.
Maybe not when you're pregnant. Maybe not drinking while you're pregnant. She got
yes. She's got a little bump. Yes. So no pregnant. Yep. Certified organic. Okay, here we go. My little three sheeps. I don't know. You starting to see glasses like this?
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you that's a Pills, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Pills. But this is like a brandy. Is this a snifter or isn't this a?
I really dig that class.
Scotch?
I got one for
that very much looks like something you'd drink like a dram out of.
Yeah. I don't know. They're just cutting the stems off, right? I mean,
yeah.
Kind of looks like TQ a little bit. But anyway, Pills from Iceland. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm
Cheers.
really intrigued by this because I've never had Icelandic beer.
Okay. This is okay. First of all, it's crisp like a Pills. It's light like a Pills, as you can see. It's a nice summer drinker. There's just something going on with this one that I am not familiar with. I wouldn't say it's a flaw. I would say it's something like I'm not sure. Okay, so it's organic, golden, misty. Let's see. With a mighty head, Pills Organic declares Vikings conquest over Bavarian style and blah 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 blah. Floral hoppiness, medium bitterness, a nice balance. The production of Pills Trailblazer. I'm not sure what's going on here. This is a different. This doesn't taste like any Pills I've ever had before. It's crisp. I don't know. It's crisp. It's more you know how sometimes Pills gives you those fruity notes? Maybe sometimes you can get like a little lemon or like a little, maybe even a little banana. I'm getting more like this. This reminds me kind of like a piney IPA, a piney Pills. It's woodsy.
Is it a dry hop Pills by any chance?
It doesn't say anything here. This says organic.
It has to be good then, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Health drink.
January 2020. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's still really crisp though. And I don't know if you see it's gone. So I drank most of it. So it's definitely not as bad. It's just
Clearly it's not terrible.
Maybe it's again, maybe Clark, you might be onto something. Maybe it's the type of hops. Maybe it's an Icelandic hops. This doesn't tell me anything on the back. It just talks about Vikings and Trailblazers and how big. This is fantastic. I really like it a lot, but there's something going on with the terroir of this beer for sure.
Terroir.
Cheers.
Look at you with the fancy words. Is it like does it, how gin has I don't know if you drink gin, but I do. Does it have like that piney notes that you get from gin?
It's piney, man. Woodsy, piney. It's not an aftertaste I'm used to with Pills. Again, Pills is usually a little
crisp and off your tongue.
Yeah, maybe even grassy. This one is piney, man. It's good. I'm about to finish this, and we didn't even get to Clark. It really is good, man. This is a good one. What's up, Clark?
All right, man. Bring it on.
All right. So for my first time on the show, I brought a beer by Hidden River Brewery, which is right here in Douglasville, Pennsylvania. It is called I Remember the Future.
Wow.
It is a double IPA. Oh no, did we lose Greg?
He might have had to step away, but
No, we're good.
Okay, all right. All right, so
double IPA then, huh?
Yeah, it's a double IPA. It's hopped with Moteca, Moter, Mosaic, Citra, Waimea, Simcoe, and Yukonaut.
Jesus Christ.
I got a nice little Hidden River Willie here.
Is that a crowler or is that just a can?
It's just a can, 16-ounce, little tall boy. Oh man, super fruity notes right off the bat.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
It is really good. It's interesting. It seems kind of light for like a double IPA. It's not as heavy, not as like thick.
Yeah.
But like the fruit notes are there. There's a whole just range of like, it kind of tastes like fruit punch with hops in it, to like you're kind of getting some orange, some like ripe melon. Like it's really, really good.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not much of a deep DIPA drinker, so like I was curious with just all the menagerie of hops that you had going on there, how all that was going to work.
it's really interesting. Like it kind of it's like changing as I drink it. Like it's like transforming almost. Like the warmer it gets, the more my taste buds like adhere to it. It starts to taste more like a traditional IPA.
Hmm.
I'm digging it. It's like real. Love that color in an IPA.
Greg, you're the IPA guy. How's that?
No, actually, on this panel, Clark's the IPA guy. For sure. I was gonna say, Clark, wouldn't that be one of your favorite styles? Is Dipper?
Yeah, I love me a good double IPA. Double IPAs, like love barley wines though, but like they're just real good. Barley wine is so hard to come by, especially with any sort of like reliability. I mean, I think the best one that I've ever had so far was the Pillar of Beasts from Three Floyds. That's the best barrel aged barley wine I've ever had.
And
I've had a good number of barley wines, but I've never had the one from Three Floyds.
I'm still sitting on that.
Yeah, dude, it's incredible. It is salted caramel, like to a T.
Wow,
so good.
That'd be right up my alley.
So I'm gonna go with my next one because I finished that piney, wonderful Viking.
You finished that already?
Gone.
Hey, I'm not finishing that fast because I'm.
It's a pills, man. It should go like.
Yeah, should be.
We're going to our Pride beer here. We have a Pride beer from Iceland. This one, the label's upside down.
I think that's kind of cool. But I'm a dork.
I'm not sure. As Tricor, Belgian Pale Ale. 4.6. I have no idea what they're talking about here. What do they talk? What language do they speak in Iceland?
Icelandic. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so ignorant, man. You're gonna kill me.
No, man. It's a fair question because it's Scandinavia. They could, who knows?
Okay, so we're gonna pour this and then I'll read the description. Oh, look how pretty that is.
Nice.
Okay, so it says it's a delightful and refreshing pale ale with queer notes. Love it.
Queer notes.
Apricots, right? Passion fruit, mango, grapefruit. It's a proud sponsor of Reykjavik Pride.
Reykjavik.
Thank you. That's it. What he said.
I can do that.
Oh. So it's a white thing. I got it. Okay. Yeah. Right. So look at this pretty. Look at that.
That looks awesome.
Juicy.
Wow.
And the nose is fantastic. We're talking mango and peach, apricot, everything they said in there. So cheers. This looks like I almost don't want to drink it. It's really smelling excellent.
Looks pretty. Especially in that glass. That glass is nice.
Oh, fucking A. This is a good one.
I've never heard you make that.
No, man. This is like
So wow.
Oh, I wish I could share this. Clark would love this. This is and the reason I say you love this is like it reminds me of a lower level like deep dipper, like a sessionable fruity ass dipper. Like I know that we're just using dipper double IPA. I went to a beer touring with Clark over in Philly for 2 days, and that man I know loves a juicy, fruity, but balanced. So he wants the hops to equal that fruitiness.
Right.
This is pretty damn close. It says Belgian. I'm not getting the Belgian notes that we normally get out of like big Belgian notes. I'm getting subtle Belgian notes, but I'm getting fruit like all through this. This is so amazing. This is good shit. For what did we say here? Did we say the 4.6? Oh man.
That looks super drinkable though.
Yeah, it looks super like sessionable, something you can sit there and crush.
Light, refreshing. Ah, man, this is Belgian pale. So it's pale ales are baby IPAs, especially in America. But apparently over in Iceland, I don't know, man, they're drinkable. Damn.
Damn, Gina.
I'm serious, man. These beers I've had tonight, man, this is really wow. I got nothing but love for this Pride beer, man. This is great. Man,
Yeah.
I need another one of these. See, now it's crazy.
Did I bring you one? All right. Well, Greg will join us back in a moment after his Icelandic adventure there. So yeah, I'm going to tell you that looked awesome. That looked awesome.
Yeah, it did. That looked absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and the idea of doing it's interesting because I look at that and that's something I would go, oh, I want to try that, even though I am not an IPA person at all. So, but just like the idea of how, I mean, just the way it looked and the presentation that Greg did with the glass was really great. So
yeah.
I have to say I was like, man, that looks really, really good.
Yeah, that looked absolutely fantastic. I would definitely, it's definitely, especially at 4.8.
Yeah.
You can sit there and just crush those on the beach. It'd be great.
Yeah. We do a lot of things where we talk about lawnmower / shower beers.
Mm-hmm.
And that looks like something you could maybe not on a lawnmower, but after you're done, just chilling out on whatever and in the heat and just being like, this is good. That looked like something that you could just drink all day long.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would totally sit there and crush some of those. Absolutely.
Yeah. The stuff I'm drinking, not crushable in the heat. Unless you want to pass out laying on your lawn. But yeah.
Dark beers in the heat are not the way to go, ever.
There's some that I do enjoy in the warmer weather. There's one that and it's going to sound totally ridiculous. It's a Michelob Amberbach, which is just a Bach beer, but it's 6%. But in the heat, it's super duper drinkable. And you're just I could drink this all day, and it's 90 degrees outside. The other one is Victory Beer's Golden Monkey. I can drink that all day long too when it's hot. And that's a Belgian triple. So
it's true. It's true. I feel like it's a light triple. I feel like it's really just it's not overbearing with a lot of its flavor. It's very subtle. It's very
it's subtle, but it's 9% ABV, so it's.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's some of the best barley wine. I haven't had a deal with the devil, but people say that drinking that it doesn't taste like it has alcohol in it, and it just tastes like drinking a very light syrup, and that sounds dangerous to me, and also fucking delicious.
Man, I know this is going to hurt me later, but man, this it's really good.
Yeah. Well, that's all barley wine. Barley wine just gets real crazy.
Well, there's some that with the barley wines where you're just So yeah, it appears that Greg's having some technical difficulties. He just sent a message to us about that his PC shut off and can't turn back on. So
oh no,
that's not a good sign. But show must go on a little bit here. So I think we both have one more, right? You have one?
Yep, I got one more.
All right. I'm going to do mine next because I've kind of slowed down on this quad. What I failed to mention that this one, when it's fresh, is 11.8 ABV. It's definitely boozier now. I don't know what the ABV is at this point, but it's definitely boozier now than what it was when I had it fresh. So I'm kind of going super slow on that just because I'd like to be able to walk later. So what I'm going to do next here, this one is the Weyerbacher Blasphemy. So again, I'm going to have to put my glasses on because I'm old and can't see shit. So Belgian style quad, aged in whiskey barrels. Doesn't say what whiskey barrels, whether it's Scotch or bourbon. This one's also listed at 11.8, but it's also been sitting in my cellar for over a year. So I'm going to pop this guy and let's see how that one tastes. Also has a cork, which is kind of fun. So, oh man, that is super boozy on the nose. Holy moly. This is going to be fun.
Just cellaring quads, adding 2 or 3 ABV to each one for each year.
God, this is going to be like something I'll drink it and I'll be like, all right, that's enough. So I just poured maybe a third of that. So you got the nice quad color. This glass is, our dishwasher sucks, so apologies on the bubbles. But this one doesn't, like the other one smelled way boozier on my nose.
Mm-hmm.
This one is much more subtle on the nose, so, which is weird considering it was aged in whiskey barrels. You'd think that the booze would be way more forward on the nose.
Oh, the barrel could take hold of the liquid, man.
Okay, that is. That's excellent. Let me take another sip because it's that good. So, as you expect with the quad, you get that, kind of ruby color. You get that really nice sweetness, but it has, I'm going to guess this was aged in bourbon barrels because it's got a little bit of the bourbon burn that you get when you age in bourbon barrels as opposed to like, Scotch barrels or sherry barrels. But like this is, even though with the bourbon barrel bite that's on it, it's extraordinarily smooth. Very dangerous. Like it's super drinkable and just really smooth. And sometimes you run the risk when you age something that's been aged in barrels that like when you wait for a while, it comes out and it just like it ages itself out almost to the point where it's like so sweet that I've had that where it's where it just is like, oh, I can't do it. But this is awesome.
Yeah, it's just something that like ends up tasting like molasses and like the whole barrel takes over. It just tastes like straight whiskey, like and like
which I'm a whiskey fan, but that is not something I want to do.
Yeah, like I've noticed that like when you get something like a whiskey barrel and it like completely takes over, it'll like if you have like an adjunct like coffee stout, like been barrel aged, if you don't drink that after a year, you can age it up to a year, but like the coffee starts to fall off immediately and the whiskey barrel will absolutely just take over the whole show. And that's like that balancing act for cellaring a beer where you have to be like, all right, so I've had this for like 6 months, it's time to drink it.
Yeah.
So I can get some of the coffee out of it or something like that. But coffee stouts are amazing.
Yeah, I like coffee stouts. I have tried them in a variety of time formats as far as aging. I'll tell you one that's a little tricky that was interesting is Weyerbacher made something called Sinsanity, which was a cinnamon stout.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. I mean, I live in Weyerbacher country, so like
I know. And the thing is, Weyerbacher is probably my favorite heavy, high gravity beer maker. So I took one of those and I stuck it in my cellar. And a year later, I took it to this brewery that the one guy that I'm friends with, he's like the manager of it. So I said, all right, let's give this a try. And you opened up and it was just like somebody threw 500 cinnamon sticks in a beer. It was like, whoa, like it smelled like nothing but cinnamon. And then you tasted it and it was just cinnamon bomb.
That's rough.
And it was interesting just because I was like, okay, well, I won't do that again. But all right, well, I gave that a go. And that was like not what I expected. I expected the stout to kind of win over, like the stout flavor to win over, but no go on that. That was like, and even when you drank it, it was just like, all right, I'm having cinnamon beer.
Yeah.
And now we bring in Greg. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And he looks kind of perturbed.
He does. He seems angry.
He's angry. All right, man. Drink up. Now let's hear you.
Oh, this is good, man. I'm in a new setup, man. You can probably see. I'm in a new setup.
That's all right. Me and Matt
Yeah,
held
like-
on to Fort fine.
I got so excited about this beer, I turned off my computer.
So while you were away, I did this with the blasphemy.
Oh, I saw everything.
Oh man, it is fucking awesome. And I said it's like dangerous because it's so smooth with all the boozy notes and everything. And I'm just like, this is really dangerous because I could drink that bomber like really fast. And this is a bomber. So like the other one I had was just a 12 ounce. So
Man, you know when you fuck with Weyerbacher, you know you're in for a long night. Come on now. No, but I was just laughing at the irony of being locked out of my own show. It was just
that
great.
was funny.
It's like- I was like, I'm glad I trust you, mofos. But no, yeah, I got excited about this beer. This beer is great. I'm still sipping it.
So that one looks like a winner there. So I did my second one. Matt, what you got next?
All right. Next up for me is Abstraction from Treehouse.
Put that back up. Doug needs to see that.
Yeah, because that is I'm a sucker for labels.
Right.
If you don't invest time in what your label is, and I have little faith that you'll invest time in your beer. Perhaps that's judgy, but
I'm the same way. I like to make like scrapbooks of like the coolest labels that I find and shit. I'm also like a sucker for good glass.
oh, that's
a little Fallout guy with a little nuclear explosion behind him. Figured I'd pull this guy out because Greg, you got your little Rostel glass there. So crack this bad boy open.
Yeah, these things are fun, man.
They're good for samples.
Good for samples and
look at that fucking pour. Holy shit.
Wow.
Fucking dark. Look at the head on that shit. Oh.
Love
so
it.
What is this? Sorry, man. I didn't hear you. I'm all over the place, of course, as you already know.
So this is Abstraction, an imperial porter brewed with an array of chocolate, caramel, and roasted malts.
Imperial porter. Oh. What's the ABV on that?
Let me see here. It is 8.6.
That's about in the range, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So letting it settle down a little bit.
Man, that looks
definitely. You can definitely smell like the chocolate and caramel, like 100%. Like
get the roasty notes out of it at all?
What's that?
You get roasty notes out of the smell at all?
Oh, 100%. Like it smells like if you took like chocolate and caramel and like threw it in like a little bit of coffee, like just that comes off the coffee. Not so much the coffee itself, but like just that like roasted like. All right, here we go.
You look very pensive over there.
Damn, that is absolutely amazing. It's
so
like
what do you get out of the taste?
Definitely a lot of chocolate right off the bat. It actually, as soon as it hit my tongue, it was chocolate milk, and then like as it started going towards the back of my mouth, like I was getting like the caramel a little bit, and then like the roast is kind of there as well. Like it's actually really, really good, and it's exactly where you would want the thinness for a porter. It's that perfect, like this has been something that they've brewed over and over and over again to perfection. It's the perfect thinness that you would want out of a porter.
Jealous.
A good night for beers, guys.
Yeah, we are, Doug. We are, aren't we?
You have one more, I think, Greg, don't you?
I almost don't even want to crack this one. We're doing so good.
Because that last one apparently was so good. You were just like,
they both were good.
You were looking at it like you were going to take that one to bed for the rest of your night.
Oh, it's the pride, man. It's the pride. It's all about the gayness. No, but man, both these. I mean, again, this piney pills was. I'm a sucker for pills too, man. I didn't, when I first got into craft beer, I didn't. I kind of, I think everybody does this. Once you get into craft beer, you kind of shy away from the lagers and you know what I mean, the lesser beers. And then I think everybody comes back around. I think you have your hook, you go to your hoppy shit, you go to your like big roast, and then at some point everybody comes back to like, man, a good Pils, or a good house, or a good, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I put on my Facebook page today about there's a new lager going around Wisconsin, and I was like, man, this is the first time I was like, damn, I want to, yeah, this lager.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sometimes the simple styles, once you keep drinking what Matt drinks and what you're drinking, Doug, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need something simple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. And it's something that I endeavored when we started this freaking show, that I was like, I'm not just going to stick to my dark beers. Tonight I am, because it was just a theme. But
he always blames it on the theme.
Bullshits, and I've done shit that I wouldn't normally drink.
But Clark, he always blames it on the theme. He's like, well, look, I got a theme tonight. Oh, it's big bourbon barrels.
No, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a theme. When you were here and I gave you beers, I themed you with like, let's get a bunch of New York centric beers for next year so we can start pushing you out that way.
Right. Yeah. Right. So Matt, I'm gonna crack this
real quick while we're on the topic of Pilsner. I didn't bring this. I ran through my like 6-pack of it, but it's called Lou by Solemn Oath.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
It is. Sorry, it's not a Pilsner. It's a Kolsch, but it's like the same family. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
close.
It's incredible. They're so damn good. I got it in distro too. Like, it wasn't like I went to the brewery or anything and got it, but.
Well, isn't Solemn Oath Midwest, Greg?
Solemn Oath is
Joel Grazia goes there all the time.
Chicago.
Yeah, because I see Joel going there all the time.
Yeah, there.
Naperville, Illinois.
Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Chicago, that's like Camden to Philly, or you know what I mean? Brooklyn and Manhattan. Right.
Imagine that. I like something from Chicago. Weird.
We're not even going there. It's too early. We'll have you back in the fall, and we can talk some football. I'm doing this IPA now. We have an IPA from Iceland.
All right.
Gonna be curious to see how that is, considering the other one was
the other ones were
Belgian IPA, but
the other ones were amazing. I kind of poured this a little aggressive.
That's okay. Nice glass too.
Yeah, I'm pulling out all the glass. I finally got all my glass out of like the main kitchen area. It was taking up all the cabinets. So I got all these baskets and I put them in, and then I just went through like, no, you gotta go. I threw out like 15 pint glasses. Oh man. So it feels better because, and I got them all in my little area here. So it's really nice actually. This one it's looking the part. It's looking a little light for IPA.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It looks a little bit lighter in the way you see it, but
it looks like a real crisp, like West Coast IPA.
Like I said, that looks like something I would have seen in Angels and Demons, like some sort of that weird Illuminati shit. The font on that.
Okay, let's check the date on this first.
That's not a good sign.
No, so Clark, you missed it, but it was about, was it 4 shows ago, Doug, that I had an IPA that had no hop presence.
Yeah.
It was off. This one has
been too old.
This one here has a little hop presence. I'm getting a little bit, but it's not too malty. So I'm thinking, I don't see a date on this at all. I thought I saw one before, because when I see IPA, I look for date. There might be one here very, very like light. I thought it was from June, this one actually. And it might be. So anyway, this beer, get into it real quick. I'm not getting the hot presence that I would get out of a normal IPA. But with that being said, we have to understand that this is Iceland. So this is in America.
The water is probably very different than what we have.
Well, I'm gonna go with the theory that there's only one place that I know of in the world that hops out IPAs like we do, and it's us. So like even when you go to London or Britain and they have their quote bitters, they're not even remotely as bitter as what we're used to.
Yeah.
And since Iceland is technically Europe, believe it or not, I'm gonna say that this is close to where it should be actually. And the reason I'm gonna say that is because it's not a malt bomb, meaning they didn't add a whole bunch of malt to like accent the hops like we do here. So then when the hops drop off, you have big malt bombs generally. With IPAs because then there's no hops and it's just like they're a whole bunch of malt to try to get the hops. So I'm not getting a malt bomb out of this. This is actually quite drinkable. I think it needs more hops. I think it's a little bit old, just a little though. But I'm gonna finish this shit.
Oh, you are?
No, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Again, it's just not. It's just not. Again, it's just. I wasn't when I first saw this, I was like, I need to tamp back my expectations because, again, I don't know if IPAs up there are as big as they are here. And in fact, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say they're not because all of our styles are just way bigger. Like whether it be bourbon barrels or quads, we just get big with our beer, and generally that's a good thing. So I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna take one more because so from the nose I get a little bit. I get some hops. I get like Clark was saying, a piney. It's definitely not a fruity one. This is more like grassy and earthy. Again, grassy, earthy finish. It's not there's still some hops there, but it's not as big as I thought. Again, it's a little. I think this is a little long in the tooth, and that's just analyzing how much hops I'm still tasting and how much malt that I'm feeling. You know what I mean? I'm feeling a little bit more malt than I'm should. Just a little.
So Matt, you had mentioned that it looked more like a West Coast IPA. Is that how it tastes? Because I'm not all that familiar with the West Coast IPA style.
So the West Coast IPA style is pine over everything.
Like Pliny the Elder?
Tastes like a Christmas tree. Yes, Pliny the Elder. Same thing. Like make it taste like a Christmas tree. Like just go for it. And on the East Coast, we have like Dogfish Head doing their 60-minute, 90-minute, 120 minutes. They're all like, that's actually like a West Coast IPA style where it's pine over everything. Whereas the hazy movement is more towards like make it look like orange juice and taste something like orange juice. Like it's kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like the realm that I like did most of my trading back in the day. I haven't been trading as much. I'd rather just go buy a 4-pack and drink it. But like, most of that like style is like the thing that gets traded the most, other than like $100 and $200 bottles of stout, which is just absolutely absurd. But they're good. I've had some.
I love stouts and fuck that noise because that's way.
See, I'll let somebody else trade for it, and then I'll like pay into a bottle share or bring something crazy to a bottle share.
That's fair. That I would do too.
Mm-hmm. But I couldn't sit around and drink a bomber of anything anyway. I mean, I just can't. So yeah, I don't. This is good, man. Again, I'm not. Look at it, I'm almost finished it.
Yeah.
Man, these Icelandic beers, and I have a bunch left. I was trying to keep them for the show, and I don't know, man. I don't know. These are the rest. A lot of them are lagers too. So I wasn't really, to be honest, I really wasn't excited about those.
No, but I'd be curious now to see if since the IPAs there are so much.
This one feels well. Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm wondering how their lagers taste. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Hold on, let me go get one. What the hell?
I haven't speed drank 2 beers in a really long time, but like this is all that's left of the abstraction.
Apparently that was good.
Yeah,
I have a bomber, and the bomber is down to here, and I have that much. And I'll just say that was really, really. I don't know do you cellar beers or do you store beers at all or no?
Yeah, no, I totally do. Like I have like I just have a cabinet. I don't really like cellar beers. I have like a cabinet that I keep stuff in. It's nice and dark and probably gets less light than a normal cellar does. You know what I mean? But like I have some stuff like here. I'm actually sitting next to the cabinet, so I'll pull out some fun stuff. Let's see here. I've got a Firestone Walker 2018 barrel-aged quad. Just sitting, waiting. I'm going to let this probably sit another year.
It's not Sticky Monkey, yeah?
Yeah, it is Sticky Monkey.
All right, so I had Sticky Monkey on this show that I had aged, and I'm going to tell you, for me, when I opened that up, it says on the box, and I didn't realize, drink fresh.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, and I drank it, and it was like just like syrup.
Really? Okay. Well, maybe I'll have to throw this in and do that.
Maybe. Now, you're just throwing it in a cabinet, not in a refrigerator, right?
Yeah. No, it's sitting warm.
Yeah, like my brother-in-law who's been on the show, he puts everything in a fridge just so he can keep it for forever. And for me, like when I drink stouts and porters, I generally drink them room temperature.
Yeah.
I like the flavor of that. Although there's some of them that I have thrown in a fridge just to try to see how it would taste. That's been something, like I said, when I'm with Greg and I'm like talking about different things I'm doing, he has a different philosophy on how to do things. So I don't want to close myself. I'm only doing it this way. So like that Sticky Monkey, if that's what you have, I would recommend drinking that soon or sticking it in the fridge. Because when I drank it after a year, it was like really super sweet syrup. It was not pleasurable for me to drink. That was me.
So I'm of the feeling that you can age something and then I will only, if I like right before I'm going to drink something that I've like cellared and like aged a little bit, I'll throw it in and I'll try to like find online what their suggested temperature is and try to hit it right on the nose.
Yeah.
At suggested temp. So I'll chill it for up to 24 hours beforehand before I'm going to drink it. And then I'll try to get in that, like that sweet spot. Like I've got,
remember when I drank that Sticky Monkey
on some bourbon counties?
Like syrup. And I was like, God damn it. And then I looked at the box and said, drink fresh. And I was like, well, okay, that sucked.
So, are you done, Matt? Sorry, go on. Keep going.
So here's another one. So in our group chat, we were kind of talking about how I love saisons. So this is side project and tired hands combined. Like if you're unfamiliar, side project is like out of this fucking world for stouts and saisons. Tired hands saisons are the same fucking level. And I love that I'm like half an hour, 45 minutes away from them. But like this is a collab bottle from them. This one is this is their mega blend. This is altogether it is
Craig shaking his head.
Peach, blueberry, vanilla. They're standard, like it's all mixed together. Like it's man, I'm all about saisons. I love dry hop saisons, and Greg was kicking himself because
Shut up!
He didn't pick up a bottle of this while he was there. It's like $8. This is a nice little bottle, a little 500 ml of Shambolic, and it's just a dry hop saison. And Tired Hands makes incredible saisons. But none of us got them when we were at the beer garden. Because
it was our first stop, right? First stop.
It was the first stop of the day, man.
Lost
And I was
opportunity.
telling you,
That was
as
a
we were
bad
going,
move.
pick one up. It's like $8.
That was a bad move.
Dude, you know, Greg, here's another thing. So they had their birthday anniversary for like 7 years. They made a shambolic that is peach, apricot, and cacao juice. I'm so excited.
Wow. So, I grabbed a polar beer.
Polar beer.
Polar beer.
Polar beer. On the back of this says that in 1940, this brewery, I can't pronounce their name, Ogerbin. I got it, Ogerbin. Look at that. 1940, Ogerbin was allowed to bypass prohibition, which apparently was a thing there, and brew polar beer for the Allied forces. 70 years has passed before it was available to Icelanders. So they brewed this beer for the troops. Here we go. You wanted a lager, you got one.
Bring one, my man. Let's see what it is.
Looking like a lager.
Very unlager-like.
Looking like a lager.
That doesn't look like that looks like a Pilsner to me.
Yeah, it's real light. It doesn't have like some of those like dark brown notes that you usually see.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. But how's it smell? What's that smell?
Like a lager.
Lager.
Lager. I wonder if a little lemon zest, a little lemon. Like a lager. Let's see if it's just a lager.
All right.
It's a lager. It's refreshing. Doesn't have that corny aftertaste that we're used to hating.
Yeah.
It's crisp. It's nice. I think you would think it's a shower beer, Doug. It's definitely a lawnmower beer. Right. For a lager, it's as flavorful as you're gonna get. How about that?
Nice. Because it doesn't it look like you said, as our man Matt said, that doesn't have like that kind of little darker note you expect out of like when you pour one, but
man, that's pretty good. Again, not my favorite style. I think Budweiser, in my opinion at this point, Budweiser and Big Beer, as far as Miller Lite and Light, they've made lagers, in my opinion, blah, and not really like something that I'm looking for. You know what I mean? So like when a craft brewer makes it, or I don't know who this is a craft brewer. I don't know this. I think I'm not sure. The person who got this for me isn't a beer person. She just went around and saw all these different cool beers.
Shit. Yeah.
She did great. Don't get me wrong, but like she probably did what Doug does, which is, oh look, this is a cool can.
Hey, I'm gonna do a show where I just have Jill pick a bunch of fucking beer based on labels.
Well, we already have the show with you picking beer by labels.
These are cool labels. Here, go, and I'll be like, those are all beers I wouldn't drink. But all right, let's go.
There's nothing wrong with picking out a beer based on the label.
No, I've done that a million times.
No, half the show is that.
My wife is not a beer connoisseur.
Literally half this show is somebody picking beer by labels. And that's a good thing though, because again, you get different. I don't know. I think it's good because you don't get yourself stuck by style. Because you know how it is, Clark. Like you're a double IPA and a stout lover, and I'm a porter lover. So if I see porter, I'm just probably gonna grab it. I don't care if the label looks like. If it has a piece of shit on it, I'll probably still buy it if it says porter on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more of like the style than the label, but like the fucking right poo porter. Yeah, I would buy it. But no,
bought a Saison like 6 months ago because it had fucking Raiden from Mortal Kombat on it. Like I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like I'll buy a Saison.
I've had those.
On $7. I know it's gonna be bad, but it has Raiden.
Bad though? Was it bad though?
Yeah, I had that one.
It was like middling. Saisons are hard to make, and if you don't have like the barrel program for it, Saisons aren't worth it. Like, don't try unless you have the oak to do it.
Yeah, I had like there was like 3 or 4 of those Mortal Kombat beers.
Yeah, who made those?
And they were all just
who
they
made
had
them?
like a Saison with Raiden. They had like a IPA with Liu Kang on it. They had some
stout with Scorpion, and I was like so psyched that it was Scorpion, and I was like, yeah.
I don't even remember the name. I don't even think I checked it in on my Untapped. Like I was just so disappointed.
Who made them though? Who made those beers?
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
How long ago was this? This is like craft beer though, right?
Yeah. I bought it from like a bottle shop that was like around me, so like reputable enough, but.
So Doug, I know it looks like you're looking that up, but after that, I want to hear, and Matt, I want to hear too. Parts of the shows that we're actually getting. We almost went to an hour already, but time flies when you're getting kicked out of your own show and drinking 4 beers, and and Doug is or kicking yourself out of your own show, and I don't know what Doug's doing over there, but he's kind of getting quiet. I'm not sure how much he's drinking over there.
So what I'm seeing is like there's an Imperial Stout that was Scorpion. There was Raiden. It was Imperial Saison, and there was an Imperial IPA from Sub-Zero. And I'm trying to figure out who the fuck made that because I can't see the label because it's not letting me zoom in.
I don't know. There needs to be more of that. There needs to be more. I don't know. Again, like I think
About Sound Brewery.
Oh, there needs to be more video game beers.
Fucking Canada.
Oh,
no, there needs to be less video game beers. Like these ones shouldn't have been made.
Okay.
Video game, you need something that's gonna be really fucking like spot on.
But I prefer this than the transphobic shit and the homophobic shit and the racist shit. You know what I mean? Like so, like that's why I'm like more video games, please. Like, where's the Zelda line of beers? Where's the Mario line of beers?
They would make a shit ton of money.
Where are my Overwatch beers, man? What's going on?
I would 100% drink a double IPA that was named "It's Dangerous to Go Alone. Take This." Like it would. I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
Right, and this is a nice segue to Matt. I'm going back to your podcast. So, do you guys? I'm gonna answer this question, and you're gonna tell us what your podcast is and all that. So,
Sure.
Do you guys drink during your podcast? Is that part of is beer part of your thing over there?
So it's not like usually a requirement, but me and my buddy are both into craft beer, so we both typically have at least one while we're doing it.
What's the podcast called again?
My podcast is Super Fun Game Review Podcast to Go. You can search hashtag SFGRPG on Instagram. You'll find our page. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. Like everything. But yeah, like we're in our 3rd season. 4th season is going to be coming up in November. We're just planning on different things, and we're getting ready to like really push. I just had a bunch of really cool interviews at a convention that I did that we just posted the interviews for that. There was like Nathan Barnett, and if you're a fan of old school wrestling, I got to interview Tommy Dreamer from like ECW back in the day. Like, so I got to sit there and like interview him and just like ask him a few questions. And in the middle of the interview, he just decided to cut a wrestling promo, and it was fucking awesome. And it was about video games. It was so cool. So yeah, like we've been trying to focus more on like, we should maybe go to more conventions, and we're trying to figure out what else we want to do other than just the reviews. So that's like that's the what's up with my podcast.
That's cool, man. So like it's cool too because it seems like you've been through, or you know what you said, season 4 is coming up. So you've been through 3 seasons, and it's funny because I think artistically, I'm not really that great of an artist, but artistically, like if you think about it, like music wise, like it seems like album 3 is when like sometimes that band goes a different direction, and like people start to hate it, or people start to say they sold out, or they're like not doing anything, or in the case of TV. And like GOAT, it's like the end of the year when it ends. When it ends, it gets horrible, right, Doug? Anyway,
Right.
So like, it's interesting. I'm gonna be interested to follow you guys to see like that turn, because sometimes you just run out of gas artistically on one like angle. Am I wrong, or
Yeah, no, like you're totally right. Like this summer's been a little bit of a challenge for the podcast. Like honestly, like we've all been really busy. We've had new stuff going on. I just transitioned jobs. So like, like we've been having like 2-person episodes as opposed to all 4 of us. Like, so we've been doing like quick, little indie games, and we love our indie games, and we want to give them a spotlight as well, as much as Mortal Kombat 11 versus like some crazy, ridiculous indie game, like, so we've been trying to just balance, like try to find some balance this summer, and it's been kind of difficult because we all have stuff going on.
Doug, do you have any questions for him? Yeah, I know you're a gamer.
Well, I'd sent you some photos earlier about me going to Halo Outpost Discovery.
Yes, that's awesome, by the way.
Dude, that was, I will say, like, I am a giant Halo nerd. I've been playing that game for fucking 17 years.
Wow.
It's just like one of those things, like, you don't realize how old it is. I would just say that I went there, and there's, like, little kids who are into, like, Halo 5, Guardians, and then there's these guys who are my age and older just, all right, yeah, cool. I've been here since, the very original one. I will say that the idea, I played a virtual reality round, which was great because we used the I always call them the green shit guns. But
yeah,
like,
the shield, like get down someone's shield in one
knock
shot.
your shield down for the noob combo stuff. But that was all you had. But I'm going to say that was a smart idea because when you do virtual reality, you just see the splash of the green against the walls, against the people. So that was really great. They had a laser tag, which is great. They really did it very well. Like I tend to venture towards shooters because open world shit freaks me out. I get really weird about like, there's 18,000 things I can do. That's too much. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Freaking 5. Just give me the straight path that I can follow.
So you like a more like linear type of game where you're
very
like,
much so.
Your objective go.
Yeah. So there's some games where it's like if I saw you had a thing on your podcast for Red Dead Redemption number 2. I tried the first one and I got about, I'm going to ride this horse for 30 minutes. Fuck that. Nope. I don't want to do that. Get me to the next thing, goddammit.
Oh, Clark, I didn't
love Red Dead. Red Dead, Grand Theft Auto, they're incredible. Just
I love
experiences that just I think. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I do this all the time on my fucking podcast.
Okay.
Like, I'm the odd one out sometimes. Like a lot of people like the video game The Last of Us. I wasn't a fan at all. I didn't like it at all. I think it's a terrible game. Anyway, it's like critically acclaimed, won like 200 best of the year awards. I hated it. So I'm a little contrarian.
We all are some level for sure.
What? But like Red Dead 2, I think is one of the greatest games of all time. The story that like they just present to you and like how you can go about it. And I mean, honestly, like there's different endings. Like you can really just kind of like path and like, oh, if you're gonna be a bastard, you're gonna get a really shitty ending. And if you're like a good guy, you're still kind of gonna get a shitty ending. But like it's you're a bandit. You're never gonna not be a bandit. You know what I mean? Like so it's weird because it makes the player justify being a bandit. Like in your mind, you're like, okay, but like he was good at the end, so like this is an open.
So there's actually morality in this game.
Yes, there's totally morality in this game. Like, I mean, I like you know, Doug, I know you probably won't play it because it's an open-ended game. Greg, do you care about some spoilers? I might spoil like a tiny bit. It's not going to be the end of the game or anything like that.
I downloaded this game and never got to it, but it's still on my PS4, and I plan to get to it. Go on. I don't care.
Okay.
Playing on a PS4, that's your problem right away. So anyway.
Oh no.
Really?
Console nerd, and I'm
really. He's gonna. I love. Doug does this real quick before I let you finish. He does this. He'll drop a bomb like an hour into the show. And then like, and then I'm like, bitch, we're gonna go another hour because now I gotta fucking argue this shit.
Look, it makes sense. He loves Halo, so of course he likes his Xbox.
Problem is, because I'm such a Halo-centric person. I'm always going to be Xbox affiliated.
It totally makes sense until that comes to the PlayStation and he can have a better console. He'll love his Xbox.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
No, like
I gotta have you around more, bro.
My PlayStation's hooked up here. My Xbox is in a box right here.
And you're missing out.
Right. But again, that's clearly one of those things. But I'll let you finish. But that's one of those things. So clearly, like too, if you like if you like Mario games, there's really only one console you can get them on. You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah. Like if you love a specific type of game.
Yep. So if you love the game, you got to go wherever that console has. You know, unless it's like But yeah, go on, Matt. You were gonna say you're back to I'll let you finish.
I kind of forget what I was saying, not gonna lie.
Red. You're on Red about how how it's good.
So like Red Dead, there's like a mortal choice that you have to make as a character. And that kind of like it forces you to really think about like the morality of everything that your character has done to that point. And you can literally make a change for the better after that, and it's fucking awesome, and it completely changes how that game plays. And like there's a lot of deep meaning to that game. Like I know a lot of people have to like extract a lot of meaning from games. This one is like if you played it, you felt something. You know what I mean? Like I think Red Dead is one of the best games.
Wow.
Made.
Can I give you one that's an Xbox thing that I'm going to tell you is a morality tale that is one of the best games I played. I played the mission through probably 5 times.
Okay.
And I like playing online and playing against people. I will always buy games that have a mission-based part because I enjoy that tremendously. There's a game that was on the 360 that is backwards compatible on Xbox One that is called Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, Dante's Inferno is absolutely fantastic.
So I have played that game through 5 times, I think, and you can choose. I'm going to punish people or I'm going to absolve them. You can just go. And the thing is, it's like when he was saying about Red Dead, where you go, oh, well, I'm going to make this choice, but later on I'm going to make this choice, and you're kind of weaving your way. Whereas when you do that, I'm going to go good, and because when you go good, you max out your weapon stuff. But if you go bad, you max out your weapon stuff this way. You can't, if you go between the two, you can't because you're just not going to max out what you can do. Different style.
Yeah, no, I I 100% like Dante's Inferno is great. Dude, if you like linear like semi-platforming games, there is a game that is all about the Monkey King. It's called like fuck. It is going to bother me until I figure this out. Hold on. I'm going to take a second here.
Figure it out, man, because I would be doing the same fucking thing. Because I'd be like, what the fuck? I can't figure
I could literally walk over to a bin over here and pick it up. But
yeah, Doug, you and I are complete opposite, man. Like, I completely hate the missions, and I completely love like the online shit. Like, I need a game that has online shit. That's me. But I'm with you, Mike. Yeah. You're either one. I don't know if you're one or the other, but like, it's interesting how you have options now.
Like, so I didn't get the last Call of Duty game, and the only reason I didn't get it because there was not a mission. It was all
right.
I want a mission-based stuff, so I could. So if I don't feel like playing with other people, I'm gonna just blow shit up, and I can blow shit up that way. So, all right, Matt, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Enslaved: Odyssey to the West. So there's this Japanese tale about like the Monkey King. It's been told several times, like, well, hundreds, I want to say, of times. Like, it's kids' stories. It's like tons of different things. This company kind of made like a steampunk version of like what that would look like in like a neo-futuristic world. It's incredible. Enslaved is such a good game. But like that's like linear and like a platformer, and you should check it out. It's for 360. It's made by Ninja Theory, which has like tons of accolades behind it. They're an incredible producer and things like that.
Slave, you said?
Enslaved: Odyssey to the West.
I have to say, so on Xbox they have a thing called Xbox Game Pass, so you can pay a fee per month, where they give you free to play. So they have one that I thought, oh, that's cool. It's called Quantum Break. So, so the guy who is whoever the Freezy guy is in X-Men, the one who has all the.
Sorry, I'm a super fucking nerd.
What was the name of him again? Because I know you know it.
Iceman.
So Iceman's the main guy. The guy who's the like kind of voice in his ear is Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Yes, oh man, I've heard all about this game. It's
so I'm playing this, and it has a chalkboard in one scene. And it's a fucking one of my favorite games that nobody talks about, and it's like this whole quantum theory about Alan Wake.
Yeah. So,
and I was like, holy shit! I'm all in on this game now because it's Alan Wake, which is one of my favorite fucking games I've ever played. Nobody fucking knows about it because it's not like a mainstream thing.
Doug, we reviewed it. We have an Alan Wake episode.
Okay, well, I have to listen to that now. So
yeah, me and my buddy Harry sat down and we were like, okay, we're gonna play through the whole game together, and we spent a good 15 hours collecting everything, and then the next day we beat it with like 2 hours. But still, like, Alan Wake is a fucking fantastic game. It ties into another one of my favorite games, which is Max Payne, because I love a good revenge story.
All that shit connects.
Yep. Yeah, it's all like
how much that shit like intertwines with stuff.
So are you excited for Control? Because that's the next Quantum Break.
No, I again, understand, I'm almost 50 years old. I miss a bunch of shit. So I was unaware of this, so please do fill me in.
Yeah, so Control is like the spirit. I don't know if it's considered a spiritual successor yet, or if it's a direct sequel, but like I believe it's in the same world. It's being made by the same company, I believe. I haven't like looked into it a lot because again, I have my Xbox unplugged and I haven't really like delved into it. But like Quantum Break's like on my radar. I'm kind of actually waiting for it to come onto PC so I can like really like dive into it. Yeah,
And
like
I will tell you the Halo stuff is going to be big on PC as they move forward because that
oh
was a
yeah,
big component of Outpost Discovery was they had a whole section of folks who played it on PC. And I know for some reason 343 thought to go and say, Master Chief Collection, we kind of fucked that all up. So let's make that work. Instead of working on a whole new game, they said, let's make that shit work. And I was like, I'm here for that because now I can play all the shit I want. That's old.
Yeah. I think that speaks a lot to being like a perfectionist at your job. Like I honestly
What?
no, like they refuse to abandon a game that they put out, which is awesome because a lot of game companies will put out something broken, they'll patch it so it's playable, and then they'll fucking abandon it. 343 has been working on Master Chief Collection, granted for like 3 years, but they still have constantly like, look, we need to fix this because we fucked up. We like fucked up a iconic franchise. We need to fix it. Like there's tons of people that want to play this game. We need to fix it. And like that like stick to itiveness, I can actually appreciate.
Yeah.
So like real quick background on me.
Keep going. This is a super.
Let's wrap that shit up.
Super Game Fun live show.
Yeah, Super Fun Game Review Podcast Go live show.
Yeah.
My favorite game of all time, hands down, is the Metal Gear series. I don't know if you've ever played any of those.
I played the first one in PlayStation 2.
Yeah. Oh,
see, I'm old. Understand? I played that shit fucking a million years ago.
Oh, they're incredible games. Metal Gear is just like, I think Hideo Kojima, the guy that like wrote and directed that game, is just a fucking light years before when we deserve to have him as a like human being walking around making stuff here. Like that dude, like he predicted like shit like cell phones, fucking the Bluetooth technology, and like all years and years and years ago, and like that's like real shit right now. It's fucking nuts. I'm just gonna end my rant there because I'll talk about Metal Gear for the next 3 hours, and I don't.
So let's not do that. Not a
No, man.
I can talk about Halo for fucking the exact amount of time.
Well,
so
I'm gonna
had a good beer podcast. So let's fucking go to what you liked.
Wait, did we drink? Did I just have 4 beers here?
Beers? Yes, you did. You had 4 beers.
I got 1 empty glass.
We were lucky. I was lucky to Lloyd.
2 empty glasses.
I drank almost a whole bomber of a cellared beer that was a quad aged in whiskey barrels.
So let me go first because I drank 4. This was easily the best thing I drank.
Let's go.
This was fantastic. I want more. This was really good. Piney. Again, I'm gonna look this up. I'll probably write something up about it on my blog or something because this was really good, and I need to find out what the hell was different about this one. It was really, really good, fantastic. The third is this lager, man. I got a little bit of it left. I slammed most of it. It was good polar beer. It has a history too. They were brewing this for the troops back in 1940, so that's amazing. And I have Coast IPA, which. You know, you go back about 40 minutes. Was it 40 minutes ago? Holy shit. Go back about 40 minutes. And I'll tell you that the hot presence was a little bit lower, but you could tell it still had some there. And by the malt that was left in this hop balance, I could tell that it was a balanced one. And I still enjoyed it, and I didn't finish it yet, but it's still there.
Yeah, but you have 4 fucking beers, dude.
I did 4 beers, but one of them was a lager, one of them was a pill, so I made it through.
right,
Clark,
Matt.
Clark, what was your
Keep your
best?
shit up. Let's go, man.
Yeah, Clark, what was your you had two, right? And what was your best to show, and what did you like, and what was going on?
It's weird. Okay, so I think this is like a standard beer for me. Anyway, the porter, it was on the nose. It's well crafted. I feel like it's something that they've done a few times, and it's good. You can tell that they've worked out the kinks to make it a good beer. Whereas this beer, the I Remember the Future, the IPA, is an experiment by Hidden River Brewery, and they just started canning 16 ounces. They only used to do crowlers. I was there for it. Like, I would go stand in line for like 30 people and like buy a fucking $16 crowler. Like, this is different. This is a different type of IPA. And so if I had to pick one over the other, I'd probably pick the I Remember the Future from Hidden River.
Boom. Mr. Weyerbacher?
All right, so I went 2 Weyerbacher's, both quads. So I will say both of them were in my cellar for over a year. As you can see, I do this thing where I take masking tape and I do, all right, here's the month and here's the year. So I did excuse me, as I burp, the Weyerbacher quad, which was aged a year and 3 months. This was aged a year and a month, which is the Weyerbacher Blasphemy, which is a Belgian quad aged in whiskey barrels. So this one was good, but there was still a bit of weirdness to the way it tasted. It might be that the sugars for the quad just went a little bit too far. It's a little too sweet. But this goddamn thing, I drank all of it, and it's a fucking bomber. And it's 12% as fresh, so it's probably more like 12.8, 13 now because I cellared it for a year. This thing is fucking outstanding, and if you can grab one even fresh is great. If you can store it, even better.
Weyerbacher, man, you can't argue with. I mean, when it comes to big beers, they do pretty damn good.
When they make big beer, their big beer shit is just fucking on point. The only one that I think is even close to how they do big beers is the Duck Rabbit in Carolinas. But I will say that the Duck Rabbit does. I do porters and I do stouts, and I make the Duck Rabbit porter and I make the Duck Rabbit stout, and that's what they make. Weyerbacher does a fucking shit ton of different stuff with stouts and porters. So,
and I was gonna say too, like
more inventive.
When you go to their brewery, when you go to where it all originates, they do have some lower styles on there, and some of them are pretty damn good. That Dallas Sucks beer is a great beer. It's like 4%. What's that?
It doesn't suck.
Well, it doesn't suck, and it's great because Dallas does suck, and so that's not fake news. So then it's perfect.
Dallas does suck. Let's be real.
Right, Dallas sucks. So everybody can we get it's something we can all get around. You know what I mean? Like we can all come together and to say, Dallas sucks. Like in this partisan world where none of us can agree on
Dallas sucks. It really, really
sucks.
Sorry,
So
the water boy.
Matt, it's been awesome having you, man. We got to have you back at least in the fall, so that I can rub some football in both your faces.
Dude, okay, hold on, Greg.
No, you can't.
Let's be real. The ideal outcome of the NFL season this year is a Bears-Browns Super Bowl. Like, can we agree on that?
Hey, I'm down for that. And I'm a Jaguars fan. As long as it's not the fucking Patriots. As long as it's not
What? You're a Jags fan? I keep forgetting this.
And I'm going to a Jaguars game because my brother-in-law Adam got me tickets.
We should. Clark, why we should add him to the football chat?
Field.
Why isn't Doug in the football chat?
I don't know. We need a Jags fan. So like,
we need a Jags fan.
Let me be the token fucking dope in that group.
You're gonna get added. Once we're off here,
Listen, I know you're a Cleveland fan, but you can't shit on how bad the Jaguars have been for fucking 20-something years.
Listen, man.
Our best player
me,
was
man.
an offensive tackle.
Clark knows me. I talk shit on every team.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Right?
You fucking have to.
But I talk more shit about some teams. But anyway, Clark, my point is that we got to have you back during football season, man. You're a great co-host. I'm glad you're here. You guys pretty much hijacked the show for an hour, but that's cool though.
Yo, thanks for having me, man. I'll hijack your show anytime you want.
Yeah. We didn't even get to talk about brisket noodles or any of that shit. So like,
Yo,
we got time, but
let's save that for another time because
yeah. I just wanted to say, an hour and 16 hours later, I just want to say in closing, thanks for coming on, man. Like I said, in the fall we need to have you back. As long as Doug doesn't have a problem with you, I'm cool with you. So
man, let's do it.
All right,
I'm all about it, man.
Great, man. This is another episode of What Are You Drinking? We're gonna close up shop here, but we'll see you guys next week. Doug, are you here next week?
No, next week I'm in the middle of an IT hell upgrade, so I will not be here next week.
What the fuck is that?
No, you work in IT too?
Oh, dude. The amount of shit I am going through this next week.
No.
Fucking hell.
Closing the show. Bye, people. No.
Bye, everybody. You don't want to hear this shit.
Doug, you have to shut this off, buddy. I can't.
Oh, well, I don't have my glasses on. You're making me feel like an old man.
Oh, look at this. I got kicked out.
I'll do my sign out from Super Fun Podcast. Stay sexy.
Yeah.
Shit, how do I stop this?
Stop stream. Look at this. It's never going to end. It's going to go forever. Actually,
24-hour stream. Here we go.
I can end this shit somewhere.
I don't know. Oh, there's the live button.
Right. I can think I can